Welcome, welcome to another EBX discussion. Salute to my soldiers and soldierettes. Just come out of my solitude, taking care of some things, outside and within, of course. And always got to give them honors to my ancestors. And honor thy brother, honor thy sister, honor thy mother, and honor thy father. And welcome. And I always gotta give that gold over us. And may all of our families, anyone that we held dear, that transitioned or passed, may they rest in peace and in power. And everyone in our families, may they prosper, and everything we touch turn to gold. And today we're going to talk about the power of determination. And at all costs, deflect negative noise, because there's a lot of it out here. And always be led by that great divine. And something I want to touch on, my comedy skit I did, that was all out of fun, all out of just making somebody laugh. I do that impersonation all the time. So if you don't get a joke out of that, then that's on you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But I know who I am within my heart, and so does that divine. One knows, not I. One knows. And that divine knows. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that, and I'll be doing more of those. So, because I like to be funny, I'm silly, on the job, I do that voice all the time. And, it's white people that be around, and they hear me do that voice. They laugh at it, think it's hilarious, think it's funny. So it's all about, we need to laugh sometimes, folks, and not be so uptight. So I just want to, because this is something I had to teach oneself. It's something I never teach nothing that I haven't taught myself. And one of those things was sometimes we have to lighten up, folks. But we talk about information, we enlighten those, and we awaken those, because that's a given. But sometimes we have to step back and enjoy ourselves. So I just wanted to put that in there. And we're going to talk about the power of determination and deflecting, rebuking, whatever you got to do, negative noise. Because noise can be in what I always say, folks, person, place, or thing. And you hear me say from time to time, self-awareness is the best education. I don't care what education that you think you might have. If you're not self-aware, it doesn't mean shit. So with that being said, always practice the power of determination, which leads me into, and some that has listened to me speak on volunteering at my son's school, I am still doing it. I actually did it today, and I missed one day, but I went today, and I'm 1 day a week so far, and I'm gonna pick up 2 days, and I'm trying to put in some more hours, because we gotta put in the time with these kids, brothers and sisters. It's serious. It's more than just talking. And one thing I've learned about that great divine, and excuse me for my language, but the great divine knows one's heart. So I'm gonna tell those, if you are led by that divine, don't fuck around, because the divine don't play. The divine is here to put order, and so is Mother Nature and the universe, that I always mention those three forces, is here to put, because remember, the earth is on a tilt. It's out of balance. And that divine is here, that force, remember, not a he or she, supreme being, we can't see, is here to put those that are not in order back in order, in the earth, this world, this universe, not just this world, the whole universe back in alignment. And it's beautiful, because a lot of us brothers and sisters are in alignment right with that universe, and that's beautiful. It's unfortunate that some aren't, but you have to take those times and take that good old walk within. You're always going to hear that, from me and many other teachers, brothers or sisters, because that's how we got to the state that we're in. So you're going to hear that from time to time. And a lot of times when you look up things and definitions, things that has to do with spirituality, in a lot of definitions you'll see that very word, because I do studying, and I run across that word a lot. I'm like, wow, this word it's a reason for that, because those don't take it serious. Just like those of us that are on this walk, whether you're at the beginning or you've been on it for a while. There are always going to be entities, person, place, or thing before you that won't take your walk serious. That's why you got to have that power of determination and deflect negative noise at all costs. And the reason why I say, I'm going to bring it up again, the reason why I say self-awareness is the best education, because when you're self-aware, you're paying attention to all those little things that's inside of you. That's why self-awareness is the best education. And I'm saying that to say, it'll also help you detect those things that those on the outside of you, whether person, place, or thing, or entity, will try to throw your way negatively. I fumble sometimes. And, when you stay self-aware and you study yourself and you really become serious, and not just ourselves, folks, we study others too, because, we have our solitude moments, we have our quiet times, but, you have those that do want to grow and do want to be better in their lives and do want to see others do better. But no one can save us. We can only save ourselves. There's just no way around that. I don't know no other way to explain, getting to a success state of your mind. You have to study, you have to research, when you do make a mistake, you analyze it and see why you made the mistake. Or I always like to say, when you have evil entities, person, place, or thing coming at you, you do a self-check and say, okay, did I do anything wrong? And not that you're taking blame, you're assessing. Okay, and if you haven't done anything wrong, then it's the person, place, or thing. Figure out what it is. If it can be fixed, you try to help fix. You put that power of determination in there. And if you see a little bit of light in that individual, you go on in and teach, and you help ignite that flame in a brother or a sister. But on the flip side, if you have an individual that just flat out evil and just only thinks about themselves, I mean, it's really sad. You find yourself in a sad place. We have to communicate with one another. We have to help one another. We have to become determined in a positive way, in a righteous way. You can never go wrong with being righteous. When you're connected to that divine, you develop the spirit of patience. You develop the spirit of empathy. You develop the spirit of knowing and not believing. You develop the spirit of family. You develop the spirit of community. And you develop the spirit of just great things for the humanity. The divine loves that. It's just that sometimes we can't see what that divine is doing for us. We have to be ready to receive. And you already know the way we're going to receive. Because those that listen to me, what is that greater creator, Mother Nature, universe, that great divine resides deep inside, not on the outside, folks. Yep, deep underneath all that bullshit that we keep buried within. The only way that your life would ever be somewhat, now I'm talking about in the physical eyes, that will be somewhat successful, well, I guess I mean spiritual too, is, accepting accountability. You feel better. You feel better when you do the right thing. A person that's not looking to do the right thing and looking to manipulate and play games, they're going to be one miserable individual. And it's sad because I don't make fun of things like that. I know that there are those out there, brother or sister, that are having battles spiritually. But if you're just flat out toxic and evil, how are you going to get help? Especially if you're not even listening to that higher force, that higher power. How are you going to get help? You can't, we have to help ourselves. I've been through this process. I know what it's like. It is a very strange place to be when you're not self-aware and your mind's all over the place and you're just living willy-nilly, and everything on the outside is to blame, and you don't want to assess yourself. That's a terrible place to be. Been there, done that. So that's why we have to, if you even, like I always tell y'all, you come to words or issues or things you're dealing with yourself and others, look it up, see what it means, fight it head on. Break it down. Go deep. You will come up with so many solutions this way, brothers and sisters. So, and this, which leads me to me volunteering at my son's school. So, me volunteering, what led to me volunteering. I'm gonna tell you, folks, when you're a caring parent, and this goes for anybody, not just me. I'm just using me as an example because this is for anyone. The most beautiful thing about being a real to the pit of the heart, real, caring parent. Now, I want to kind of give a disclaimer. I've had challenges. I have 5 kids. I mention this from time to time. They're all grown and they're spread it out all over. They're not all living in the same, country, state, and so on and so forth. They're spread it out, and we haven't had the best relationships. I've been in their lives, but not like I should have been. So, but like us, what I always say, ladies and gentlemen, we extract the needed tools of the past. And I talked to my son, and I don't talk to I haven't talked to my other children. I have 2 daughters and another son. I have 3 sons, and 2 I'm communicating with, and 1 stays in another state, and I haven't spoken with in a while, or his mom. So I don't want to come off like I'm this big perfect parent. I've been, as many of us, brothers and sisters, I've, been through the storm like all of us have, and that's what got me to this point. So, like we teachers say, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. So that's why I call myself curse breaker, because it's time to break some curses. It's time to do something different. It's time to change. It's time to stop talking shit and get out here on the ground and make it happen. So I'm saying all that to say, what led me to volunteering at the school, for one, I just love uplifting and trying to get involved anyway. It's always been in my spirit. But as I mentioned on the podcast that, some I have heard, my son was having a little trouble at the school. So being, like I said, when you're a caring parent and you're involved, it can lead to many great things. So I went to the school, talked to the principal, which is a brother, he's black. And he's a really cool guy. He listens. He's a really nice guy. I had my kind of perceived judgments at first, but I stopped myself from doing that because, especially my melanated people, my black people, we got that bad with that stigma and judging. We got to stop that because sometimes it's a hindrance. Sometimes you might be right, but we have to be careful of the judging thing. Assess, not judge. And I've learned this from teachers before me. Salute. So, and the brother, he's cool, and you got to think about what this principal and those teachers, stuff that they had to deal with, dealing with those kids, because dealing with children, just dealing with individuals, especially on a job, in school, period, it can be very, very, very challenging because the sister, kind of older lady that, or she's not old, but she's a very nice sister, and she orchestrates the parents and the parent-teacher conferences and the meetings and stuff like that. Very, very beautiful sister. She's not old, but she's wise, put it like that. And I can just see it in her. When you're empathic, as a lot of us are, we can feel things from people. And I can just look at her and I can just feel that those kids are just, it's not that she's worn down, but she's concerned. And it's like, she feel like she can't, she wants to do so much, but it's just her. And, a lot of, nothing against the other dads. I don't know what's going on in their lives. Like I said, I don't judge no one. But, the other dads are not there. I'm, the only one. I'm not bragging, just making a statement. And I think that kind of, the other dads, I'm going to say they're not able to make it, to be there and volunteer. And I think that it kind of hurt her. I can see it in her. It kind of let her down. And I missed the day, and I felt really, really bad. It was just convicting me in my spirit so strong. And I said, I cannot let this lady down. She's been let down. I cannot let her down. And, I'm just telling the story, folks, so just follow along. And, in my lower self days when I weren't aware, I let a lot of people down, so we got to break that chain, folks. And so I'm telling all that story, and this is what inspired me to get involved, see what's going on with these kids. Don't be afraid, because the divine will guide us. Because remember, folks, when we're living righteous and we giving that initiative and we're looking to do the right thing, that divine will give us the most powerful insight, things that will give us abilities that we never thought we had. But we have to take those moments and receive. We have to know, not believe. And you will see those results. All it takes is one result, folks. And you'll want to get more results, but you have to have that power of determination. You can't be distracted by things before us. I will always say this because that's my vow to my great creator, Mother Nature, universe, that I will never, ever be distracted by person, place, or thing. Negative noise. Get in a quiet place sometimes so you can collect your thoughts. And you know, trust me, I am aware of all the stuff that's in, I don't even want to say his name. His face is just plastered all over social media. But I will say, I salute the brother for speaking the truth. Because speaking the truth, brothers and sisters, is not an easy thing to do. That's why I salute all content creators and teachers. Because I know what they have to deal with. And I don't have a big channel and a whole lot of people. But I'm an empath, and I know what they have to go through, and I seen it in that sister's eyes today at that school. So that kind of reminded me of the teachers, that's maybe on YouTube or online teaching and stuff. I know what they have to go through and what they have to deal with on a daily basis, and most of them just want to lift those spirit and just want those to see the greatness in themselves. At the end of the day, that's all these teachers are teaching for us to know our history, to better ourselves. And one of my things, I've asked those in a podcast, my Honey Bumblebee Theory podcast. All I ask is that you take our teachings, whatever you learn from a brother or a sister out here, or me or anyone. Because remember, I'm about family. And you take it, what you taught, and you teach it to someone else. That's all I ask. So I'm telling you, you will see the blessings. This ain't no I think or you might know. Because I'm living this, folks. And I'm seeing other brothers and sisters living this also. We are all on different roads and paths. But guess what? That divine looks at those, especially, he looks at everybody, but especially those that are righteous. We are his favorite because we makes that those that are righteous. Remember, I told y'all that higher supreme being knew that there will be brothers and sisters that will stand up. And that makes that force power so much more easier. Because remember, folks, I have to reiterate, that higher supreme being has to watch over the whole universe. Do you know how big the universe is? It's very huge. That's a lot of individuals to watch over everything. And I'm telling you, folks, if that force wanted to, he could shut this shit down. So that's why I give all the praises to that higher supreme being, greater creator, Mother Nature, because that force has gotten me to where I am right now. And guess what another gift that greater higher supreme being, guess what other gifts that force will give us? He will send some great brothers and sisters in your life. And and we don't have to try to have discernment. It'll just automatically be activated. Because it's already there. Everything that we need is already there, brothers and sisters. And this is something one has learned on this walk. A lot of things that I do now, and a lot of things like the music and the speaking and trying to lift those, it's things that's really in a lot of us. These great gifts. Everybody has different gifts. You just gotta know what your gift is, and ignite it so it can flow onto those, to your loved ones, those, anyone you care about and care about you. These are things that always be in us. It's that sometimes, it's a little harder to get it out of us than some of it. It's harder for some and easier for others, is what I'm saying. Excuse me for the fumbling. And for me, it was a battle. It was a fight. Ooh, if you guys only knew. It was a fight. And the fight always goes on. It never stops. But there's one thing I can say, and you can say this to yourself. You're not where you want to be, but God dog, you're not where you used to be. Man, I'm going to say it again. We are not where we want to be. We are not where we want to be, but thank the great creator, Mother Nature, and the universe, that we are not where we used to be. And that's what it's about. Progress. Whether it's small progresses can lead to big progresses. So hang in there, stay in there. If you're trying to get involved with something that's righteous and it seems challenging, it's to toughen you up so you'll more overstand the situation. That's all. So look up that word determination so you can really get it in your subconscious and really get the real meaning of it instead of us just saying it. You know what I mean? I find myself doing that. I don't care. It could be the word sky. I don't care. I will look it up. You'd be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take our minds what? Above and beyond. Got to stop, no such thing as the norm. Our brain is more than just talking or seeing. Our brain can do things when we're not even talking. So that's where it gets deep. So, but you have to be spiritually connected to know these things, to feel these things, to be determined. Because if you're living a toxic and you're evil and you don't care and you just complain about everything and well, that's the energy you're going to get back, folks. So we have to stay righteous, even amongst some of the things that, we might do that might make someone upset or someone don't like. If you got a good heart, the divine will overstand. Just keep moving forward and keep lifting those soldiers and soldierettes. Because that's what, at the end of the day, folks, it's about keeping ourselves sane so we can help those connected to us. Because any given time, something out of the ordinary can throw you off your path. So that's why it's important to practice and study the power of determination. Because it can lead you to, when it's righteous now, it can lead you to so many great things, brothers and sisters. And I will be that example. And I will stay with it and I will keep you updated. And I'm going to get up to 2 days a week because I work too, but I'm going to squeeze it on in there. And not that you don't want to have yourself too busy because you have to have time to charge up and, keep yourself, get rest and eat good and all that kind of stuff. But when you're righteous and you're active and you're doing things and you're in a community, it doesn't leave the door open for negativity. When you're living righteous and you're doing a bunch of righteous things, there's no room for negativity. And when it tries to get in, it's like, really? The divine will guide you. So just stick with it and you will see. And I give that a guarantee because I have lived this and a lot of us brothers and sisters are living this. So that's my thought. That's my righteous thought. Yeah, that's my positive thought and my real thought. And thank my new subscribers that have subscribed. Salute, much appreciated. And those that have been currently watching. And if whether I do things, can't please everyone, but that's okay. It's all right. It's about communicating and disagreeing to disagree. We don't let it stop us. Always remember, folks, look at the bigger picture, not what's before us. So with that being said, I honor my family. I honor your family. Reachers and teachers, salute my soldiers and soldierettes that came in to another EBX discussion. I appreciate you, brothers and sisters. Thank you. And I give honor to my children, their mothers, my family. I know I said that already, but I want to say it again, to my family. And to the reachers and teachers, I got to say it again. Brothers and sisters all over the world, may you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And have a great, great, strong one.